Okay, so I got it knotted on there. All I'm going to do now is just pull it up into the tree, get the feed lines to go straight as I can get it. There's also, right now, there is the CQ Worldwide CW contest going on. I've been working it this morning, but I figure I'll come out here and throw this antenna up just to see if we can have a freestanding antenna without using an expensive mast. Okay, that's the object to today's game. Well, hey guys, Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango W3CT, your good old friend Jack. Welcome back to my ham radio journey. So today, guys, what we're going to be doing here is hanging another test antenna. This is an antenna that I built some time ago. It's actually the 29-foot random wire vertical antenna. But why am I rebuilding this? Let's talk about that right after this. So guys, what I'm thinking of doing today is, instead of having the mast up, okay, and I told you guys these are inexpensive antennas. Somebody commented in one of my videos and said, hey, you know, you got nice cars in your garage. Why don't you buy an expensive antenna? Why do you keep building these cheap things and producing these cheap antennas? The reason I do this is just for experimentation, guys. I love building antennas and trying them out to see what happens. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take that 29-foot vertical and make it freestanding without a mast, just to prove that we can put it up. You don't need a mast, and this is going to be a very inexpensive antenna to use. So what we're going to do today is we are going to use my test site here in front of the house, which my wife absolutely hates. But let's take a look at what we got going on here. So we have the radiating element here, the 29-foot random wire, okay? I got 4 ground radios I'll be using. I'll be using my 9-to-1 unknown with built-in choke, so that's what I'll be using today to feed this thing. And that's the only thing you would need separate from the wire antenna. Okay, you're going to need a 9-to-1 unknown to make this thing work. We're going to use my test rope and try to run this antenna freestanding up to there. Now, the downside of this is I got to figure out a way to secure it to the ground, because obviously I don't want it blown around. So that's something I got to work on here. But I'm going to go ahead, set up here, and start pulling this thing up. And you know what I'll do? I'm going to try to set the camera up here and let you follow along. So let me do that. Okay, now my wife did ask me, why don't you take this rope off of that tree? And I was like, yeah, no, I'm still using it for testing antennas. So the first thing we're going to do is, I got to untie this mess over here. You can't see this right now probably, but I actually have this secured to the porch. I'm probably lucky I don't live in an HOA area where you can't just string up antennas anytime you want, but it's just kind of what I like to do. So let's see, there we go. Okay. So to make a freestanding antenna, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take my rope and put it through this insulator and just pull the feed line right up into the tree. All right. Okay, so I got it knotted on there. All I'm going to do now is just pull it up into the tree, get the feed lines to go straight as I can get it. There's also, right now, there is the CQ Worldwide CW contest going on. I've been working it this morning, but I figure I'll come out here and throw this antenna up just to see if we can have a freestanding antenna without using an expensive mast. Okay, that's the object to today's game. It's actually pretty tall up there. All right. That's interesting. All right. All I'm going to do now is put my 9-to-1 unknown on here. And again, I'm feeding it on the red side, okay, the feed side. I'm just going to wrap it. It's very much a temporary antenna just for testing. See if this will work out for us. I think what I'm going to do is go down. Definitely going to get me a piece of rope. All right, let's see where we're going to stick this thing at. We're going to have it right about there. Perfect. Okay, obviously the wind's going to blow and move the limb around a little bit. That's all right. So what I got to think about now, since I have it up there, right, it is very much freestanding. You can see this. Just hanging there. There's no mast. All the way up into the tree. Now what I got to think about is I got to think about how I'm going to keep it down and let it move a little bit. Now I did buy some shock cord. That would probably be a definite bonus because it could move around a little bit. All right, let me bring you back here when I go to get a tent stake. Okay guys, so this is what we got going on here. For now, instead of getting a tent stake, since it's very temporary, I just put the a block on the coax right there, so that'll hold it. I did end up going through my hook here just as a stress relief for the wire, because this is actually the wire coming down, not rope. So I have that. I got the ground radials there. So it's basically 14-foot ground radials. The coax goes down, goes up the window into the shack there. So yeah, so who knows? As again, it's an experiment, right? Just try this out and see what happens. And I'm gonna go upstairs now, see if it won't tune up. See if I can make some contacts, because I usually use this antenna with the G90. Today we're gonna hook it up to the ICOM 7300 and see what we can get out of it. So I'm going to the house, get a fresh cup of coffee, head up to the shack, and I'll see you up there. Okay guys, so we made it back up here into the radio room / computer room, whatever you want to call it, radio shack to be anything less, right? It's the ham shack. It's where the ham radio is. So this is some of the contests going on right now. I'm sitting on 15 meters, and I worked a lot of 15 meters this morning actually. Let me see here. At least I felt that I did. Yeah, I had 18 QSOs on 15 meters this morning. So, I mean, the contest, I am not 100% in it to win it, because I'm not going to win against these guys on here. It's just not going to happen. These guys live for this stuff, which is great. I think contesting is a lot of fun. I do it just to get more familiar with CW, and I do turn my logs in, so I will do that, but it's just a lot of fun. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to just do some signal comparisons. Then I'm going to try to make some contacts with some of these guys. So right now, I'm currently on my end-fed half wave. Okay. I don't know if we'll get this guy any better or not, but so this is the end-fed half wave. And I didn't tune the vertical. See, I still think the end-fed half wave, of course it is higher. The thing about contests, guys, a lot of times people are like on top of other people. It's crazy. You have to filter them out. Okay, that's the long wire. And that's the vertical. But like I said, the vertical is not tuned. Let's try to find a place where you can see if it'll tune, okay? Because a lot of people say, hey, Jack, you build antennas and you just build them for the G90, and the ICOM 7300 won't work. Let's see if it will tune. All right. Let's Let's go to SWR here. See what it is right now. Okay, that's what it currently is right now. Let's tune it. Oh, turn it back on. Now let's have a look, see if it's any better. Okay, so there you go. That's 15 meters, obviously. Okay, let's go to 12 meters. See where it's at. It's actually pretty good right there, right? Pretty low. Tune it. Oh, it won't tune unless that's on. Okay. Now on the long wire, my end fed half wave, 12 meters won't work at all. Okay, flat match. Okay, again, the ICOM 7300 is what we're looking at here. Let's change bands. We did 15, let's go to 10. See where we're at? It's already flat. Okay, I don't need anything. I don't need the tune. The tuner's not even on. All right, that's good. Let's go to 17 meters. See where we're at here. Okay, see if we can tune it. See if it works on 17 meters. Okay, guys, pretty good. Again, it's not the G90, it's the ICOM 7300. Okay, 20 meters. Make sure we can see if anybody's around here first. Now it looks pretty clean right now, pretty quiet. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, it's pretty high there. Okay, let's see if we can tune it. See if it worked. Okay, usable on 20 meters. Okay, let's go to my favorite, 30 meters. I don't know if this will work or not. Pretty low already. Let's tune it. There you go, guys. That's 30 meters. I don't think it works on 40. I really don't think so. Now you see how high it is there? No, it won't even tune on 40. So as long as you're staying away from 40 meters, you're working your way down. So it worked on, and it probably work on, see if it'll work here, on 6 meters. Everybody says 6 meters is hot right now. I don't know. Might not like it. Let's see what it did. Oh, it's usable. I could use that on 6 meters. I've never made a QSO on 6 meters. So, all right. I don't know why 20's not fired up here for any reason. Doesn't make sense. You figure a lot of people be on 20. I think they're all hanging right now on 15. I mean, yeah, 15 meters is where it seems like everybody's hanging out right now. Well, let's put some wattage back into it here. I like to tune on 10 watts. That's what's recommended by ICOM, so that's what I do here. But and I run my radios on 80 watts. Let's see if we can't work this guy here. And then we'll wrap this in. KS7V. So I don't know. Let's see if we can get him here on the vertical. Got him. you go. Man, I'm number 664 for him. 664. All right. Anyway. AD. AD5A. There he is. That's kind of funny. I'm his 999th contact, and he's my 43rd. But you see, it works, guys. Basically it's a $7 freestanding vertical antenna. Okay, random wire vertical antenna. Let's turn this down. Okay, guys, did it work? Absolutely. Is it a cheap antenna? Yes. You know I love building inexpensive antennas. And this thing with the speaker wire is like $7 for freestanding vertical antenna. Even if you include that little plastic insulator on the other side, it's still $7. Now, I know a lot of you are going to complain, oh, Jack, wait, you didn't say the unknown. You got to buy that. That's like $30. You can buy them for sure for $30 on DX Engineering's website. I know because I have one. That one out there I built. Okay, you can build them cheaper. Okay, you can build them yourself cheaper. I'm working on one right now for QRP, and I'm going to build a random wire vertical complete package for QRP with a 9-to-1 unknown on it. So they're very inexpensive to make. It doesn't really cost a whole lot of money. So, even with that expense, you're still getting a great antenna. And for the guys out there, for the one guy that said, why do you build antennas when you have nice cars? Well, one doesn't really relate to the other. And I build antennas for the experimentation of it. I love building antennas. You put it up there, and you see I made 2 contacts on that thing just hanging in that tree, that wire out there. It's speaker wire, guys. I figured out 29 foot, snipped it off. I cut 14.5-foot radials, 4 of those, taped them together, threw it on a 9-to-1. The coax I have is absolutely trash for my test antennas. I can honestly say that. It's 50 foot of Amazon coax. It's like $30. But it's nice and it's good enough for testing antennas for me. I know, Jack, you're getting some loss, dB loss, I'm sure, but it's for a test setup anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm kind of that guy that likes to, again, put together inexpensive antenna ideas. And again, not because I have to, but because I want to. And I want to share it with you. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. Thanks to all the subscribers that's been sticking around with me here. Subscribers, it's a very funny, analytic when you look at it. If you have, 2,000 subscribers, some of your videos may only be watched 300 times. It's kind of interesting to see that. You would think, hey, if I subscribe to Walt's channel, when Walt puts something up, I'm going to watch it, right? And I realize that you guys have different tastes and I have different parts of ham radio. But I appreciate everybody out there. Thank you so much for joining me here on my ham radio journey. Guys, take care. This is Whiskey 3 Charlie Tango, W3CT, your good old friend Jack. 73s, I hope to catch you on the airwaves. Bye for now, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you next time.